Welcome to the Weekly Trend Trader Momentum Trading Weekly Review. So what we're going to do this week, we're going to look at 5 stocks that have been trading with momentum, as well as a look at the Nasdaq. So we're going to look at Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, and AMD. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to us. If you have already subscribed, thank you for your support of the channel. Like this video, it just helps the algorithm promote this to others so that others can find this information, because we're teaching to trade exactly the same way as banks and hedge funds trade. This is not retail trading. This is the way professionals trade. Also share it with your friends, because they may want to build a trading business. They may want to build a part-time income or even a full-time income. And this style of trading fits beautifully with that. Also, that notification bell is very important, because by clicking the notification bell along with subscribing, that's how YouTube alert you to the fact that we've put out a new video. And the information that we're sharing with you is time critical information. So hit that notification bell too. So let's begin our review with the first company we're looking at, Tesla. Well, there's been a lot of news about Tesla recently, joining the S&P 500. Will they, won't they? They qualify to? Will the market keep going higher? Will it collapse? Tesla selling Tesla shorts. A lot of stuff going on with Tesla. But let's take a look at the chart for ourselves. Well, let's start in September 2019, when it broke through the 52-week moving average. And from that period, the 52-week moving average is rising. So we look in September, October as the breakthrough there, and the market runs up to November. We see that 2-week pullback. That gives us a lovely little setup, along with in November as a rounding bottom on the RSI. So we've got that 2-week pullback in November, rounding bottom on the RSI, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 doji bar, and then that 11th week taking us right up to $900 a share. That week after, we get stopped out because the next candle, that red candle, moves below our low, and we take our profits on that beautiful run up on Tesla. Then we get the COVID situation in February. Market drops back in February and March. We let that fall back to the 52-week moving average. There we can see a double bottom in March on the 52-week moving average, giving us another indication that there's another opportunity to buy Tesla. So there's an opportunity to buy it at $500 a share there. That next week is kind of flat, and we get week after, we can add a little more. Week after that, we add a little more, and at $700 a share, we take our profits. There's a 2-week pullback there from the swing high. The market ran up to just below 900, dropped all the way back to 7, giving us another setup the following week. We buy that at $800 a share. Following week is a flat doji. Week after that is flat. Week after that is flat too. We do nothing on the flat week. We wait patiently for some more clear direction. Week after that, we break out and go to $900 a share. Week after that, we high test off to 1,000. And the following week, we close at $1,000. Then that week after, red candle, we take our profit at $950 a share. That's a lovely little trade there. Market does drop back a little bit there in June this year. And then we get another opportunity to buy it. So we buy Tesla at $1,200 a share. And it goes again the next week. And then that following week, it goes explosively all the way up to $1,800 a share, and then close at $1,500 for us to take our profits. But what's happened in the last 2 weeks? Well, from that high testing candle at $1,800, we dropped and closed at $1,500. But then the week after we high tested $1,700, we couldn't quite get up to that $1,800 level. Earnings came out that week. The following week, market ran up, which is this last week, and closed at the 1,400 level. The market is weakening. Although Tesla's come out with great earnings and may even be included in the S&P 500, the stock is currently overbought. Have a look at the RSI. You see the RSI there has clearly bounced off the 80. Now, that says to me that this stock needs to pull back a little bit because it's a little bit overbought. So that's the situation with Tesla. Although they've had an absolutely fantastic run and you've made some beautiful money on this particular stock, it's time for it to pull back a little bit, take a little bit off the table, risk off as the markets are about to drop back a little bit with some profit taking. So that's Tesla. We expect that one to fall back a bit more. Let's move over now to Apple. Apple's another interesting one this week with the 4-for-1 stock split, but we'll come to that in a second. Let's go to 2019 and look at May. If you see there's the setup in May. So we get 2 weeks pulling back, 2 red candles there, pulling back. We get the V spike in late May, and then that's our entry just below $195 a share. So we buy that there. Next week, it's a flat week, so we do nothing. Week after, we buy some more. Week after that is flat. Then we get 1, 2, 3 flat weeks. And then we get a 4th week up when we goes at 210. After that week at 210, the following week, it's a red high test bar, and we take our profits. Then we get a nice little setup there in July and August of 2019. There's a double bottom on the RSI. And there's a low testing pin bar at around $200 a share. So we buy this at 200. Next week we add some more. A week after that we take profits. But we know that this one's going because it's a double bottom pattern. So we buy again at $210 a share and we get a beautiful move. 1, 2, 3, flat week, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks in a row. Market gives us a red candle and we take our profits at $255 a share. Lovely trade. Market moves up one more week, then we get this low testing bar right on the 80 level, but we can see that the stock's on fire. It's a nice bullish low testing candle. It's at $270 a share, so we have another go at it and we buy off that low testing pin bar. So we buy at 270 and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row. On that 9th week at $317 a share, we take our profits. Absolutely powerful trade. This stock really has been on fire. So Apple drops back, and it drops back with the COVID situation all the way to March. In March, we've got there a skew of head and shoulders that we can see. That skew of head and shoulders is clearly visible when the stock closes that week there at $270 a share. So we buy that long and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat week, 6. 7th week, we take our profit at $315 a share. The market has been flying from the March lows. And the market pulls back a little bit, and at 315 the market runs up that following week to 330. We can see that this market is on fire, so we buy it again and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. On that 7th week it goes to $400 a share and closes at 380 on that red candle, where we take our profits. Absolutely beautiful trade. And we've had this 2-week pullback all the way down to the swing low of $360 a share. Then at 375, we get this explosive candle this week where the market goes from $375 a share all the way up to $420 a share where we close this week. Absolutely powerful move. However, a couple of things to bear in mind. Firstly, look at the RSI. In July there, where we've done this explosive move, we've run up to almost the 80 level. This move this week has taken us back to the 80 level. I will be very, very wary of buying the stock from here onwards, because we're a very overbought situation. We could go another week or so, but this is saying to me now we're running out of steam. Profit taking is coming. You know, can this go that much further? Are we running out of steam? Has this market got any more legs? The RSI is telling us that we're overbought, and then bear in mind there's the stock split, so this whole chart needs to be revalued, and the stock needs to close around $100 a share once everything's been revalued in the 4-for-1 stock split. So if we're instead of the stock being $400 a share, it's a 4-for-1 stock split, it will be $100 per share. Okay, so that's Apple been on fire, but how much more can that fire, or that spark, should we call it, last? Let's go and have a look at Amazon. So here's Amazon. Let's have a look again from the breakout where we had a lovely little move. We look at 2019, look at March. You see the market drops down to the 50. We love it when the market drops down to that 50 level on the RSI. Drops down to the 50. We get that bounce off the 50. The second week in March, we buy that long, and we can see the market clearly moves from 1700, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row. Absolutely phenomenal trade, and we take our profits at $1,900 a share. Absolutely fantastic trade, 8 weeks in a row. And the market drops back, and if we look at May, we can see a very clear V spike off the RSI. We love that bounce off the 50 along with a low test bar that sets up for us. We buy this long at 1800, and we get 1, 2, 3 flat week, 4, 5 weeks in a row. On that 6th week, that red candle, we take our profits. Lovely trade. Then the market flattens out a little bit. We've got that whole period from July right through the summer, pretty much till the end of the year, till December, where the market's flat. Look at the 52-week moving average. It's running straight through the price action. Whenever you see that, leave that alone. If it's running through the price action, it's flat, there's nothing for us there. But then if you look again, we like these bounces off the 50 on the RSI. We get very close to the 50 in January 2020. We get a 2-week pullback from 1900 level. Market drops down to 1800. Market closes at 2000 that week. We buy that week, and we get 1, 2, 3 weeks. High testing pin bar goes to 2200, and we take our profits at 2100. Lovely little trade. But then obviously it's the COVID situation. The market and the economy is slowing down, so the market drops back a little bit. Amazon drops back. If we look at the price, it drops all the way to $1,600 a share. So from that candle that drops to 1600, look at March. There is a V spike there, almost at head and shoulders, and we can buy this one at 1850. So we buy Amazon long at 1850. We add to it again the next week at 1900. The week after's flat, and on a flat week we do nothing. At 2050 we buy some more. Market rushes up on a huge candle the next week to 2350, and then the week after that we're at 2400. After that low testing pin bar at 2400, we drop back to 2300 on a red candle, where we take our profits. We form a little bit of a swing low there at 2250. Market runs back up to 2400. This is a very strong market. We can see it on the RSI in April. So we buy this one again at 2400, and we get 1, 2, 3 low testing bin bar. We take our profits. Then from that low testing red pin bar, we go again, because we can see there's strength in this market. This market really has been on fire. Amazon is a strong stock. Let's buy this one again at 2500. So we do, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks out of Amazon. On that first red candle there, we take our profits. But what's happened with Amazon in the last couple of weeks? I mean, this stock, like the others we've been looking at, are absolutely on fire. However, look what the market's done. It got to 32.50. It couldn't get through there. It got to 32.50 again this week. We couldn't get through there. It's struggling to get above that 32.50 level. The previous week, that red candle when we put in its high was at 33.50, and we can't get near that. Is this stock running out of steam? Well, have a look at the RSI. The RSI is above the 80 level, which is an overbought level. And the market fell back and then is trying to move back up. We realize this is an overbought stock. I expect that this is going to run out of steam in this week or the next week, and the market is going to fall back. If you look at other regions in the world, their markets are already falling, and the stocks that make up those markets are falling within them. So I expect Amazon, Tesla, all the stocks that we've looked at, Apple, I expect them to pull back a little bit because the Nasdaq will fall back. That's what I'm expecting in the next couple of weeks because they're overbought on the indicator. So that's Amazon. Let's go over and have a look at Nvidia. So here's Nvidia. Let's look again from when it breaks up above the 52-week moving average. Look at that setup in September. The market drops back there for those 2 weeks. We bounced. There's a clear V-spike bounce in September 2019. We bounce and away we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row. Then we go flat, flat, flat for about 3 or 4 weeks there. Then we break a little bit higher and we drop back on that low testing pin bar. After all that excitement, we take our profits at $210 a share. But from that low testing pin bar, we can still see, looking at December on the RSI with that pin bar, that this market could move higher. So it does. The next week at 225, we buy it again, we're in long. And again, we had the next week at 240, buy some more. Week after that is a little bit flat, so we do nothing. We drop slightly back on the little doji bar, but we wait for the next week where the market moves higher and again to that high testing pin bar at $260 a share. After that, the market drops back and we take our profits at $240 a share. Then we get another opportunity in January where the market sets up and we buy at 255 and we go 1, 2, 3 weeks, high testing pin bar, we take our profits at $285 a share. As the market breaks away from there, it takes our low out that following week and we take our profit at $285. Market drops back, it's the COVID situation, slowdown of the economy, so everything drops back. This market goes all the way down to the swing low at 180. We can see a V-spike on the RSI in March, telling us to get ready to buy this one long. We buy this long and we take a trade at $260 a share on that right shoulder there. We buy that and we get 1, 2, 3. On that 4th week, we take our profits at $285 a share. Market drops back a little bit, gives us another opportunity. And we know that this stock is on fire. So we buy it again at 315 and we get 1, 2, 3 weeks out of it. And that low testing red pin bar, we take our profits. Then the market goes a little bit flat there. Nothing really happening for us, although the market does drift higher all the way up to where we are now. But again, let's examine what's happening at the moment. So we've drifted higher all the way up to the $430 a share level. But at 430, we've tested that price 1, 2, 3 times for the month and not been able to close higher than that $430 a share price. Then we look at the RSI in July and we can see that we've bounced off the 80 and we're heading back to the 80. This stock is overbought and there could well be not much more legs in the market. We could be running out of steam. We could see some profit taking in the next week or so on this particular stock of Nvidia. So let's now move across and look at AMD. So here's AMD. What a stock this has been. Absolutely on fire. Look at that 52-week moving average rising there. That beautiful rising 52-week moving average. This is a stock that's on fire. So let's go all the way back to 2018 on this one and look at the double bottom that we got in October and December 2018. Bought that one in December off the double bottom, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. On that red candle there, we take our profits. Next opportunity we get is in March. Again, we go 1, 2, flat week, 3, 4th week there, we take our profits. Lovely, lovely trade. Then if you look in September, we've got this rounding bottom, multiple weeks selling into that low there. We're bouncing off the 50 in late September. We've got low testing pin bars off the 52-week EMA. We buy it at $30 a share, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7, 7 weeks in a row, and at $40 a share, we take our profits. Absolutely fantastic trade. Then the market puts in that low testing pin bar, swings to the swing low there, puts in that low testing swing bar at $40 a share. We've got another opportunity to get in this one. We buy it at $40 a share, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flat week, 6 weeks in a row, and at $50 a share at that red high test bar, we take our profits. Market drops back for another 2 weeks there, gives us another opportunity at $50 a share. We buy that one, we get 1, 2 weeks out of it. Then we get that high testing red pin bar where we take our profit at $53 a share. Then it's the COVID situation, slow down of the economy. So it drops back a little bit, AMD here, all the way back to $40 a share. We look at March this year, 2020, and we can see there on the RSI an inverse head and shoulders. Now, by the time that inverse head and shoulders is clear, we're just below $50. We're at $48 a share. We buy this one long, and we get 1, 2, 3 weeks out of it. And on that fourth red week, we take our profits. Lovely trade. Again, in April, we get another 3 weeks out of it. The market bounces off $50 a share, and we get 1, 2, 3 weeks there. And on that fourth candle, we take our profits. Let me see, the market's going into a bit of a range here, and it can't seem to get out of this range between $50 and $60. So we step away and let the market do its thing. Until we get a clear break, we leave it alone. But what happened this week and last week? Well, this week we had an absolutely amazing week. Previous week we had that week that moved from $55 a share all the way in 1 week to $70 a share. Then this current week we had a move that went from $70 a share up to almost test the $80 a share and close at $77. Absolutely on fire AMD has been. However, here's the caveat to be aware of. Look at where it is on the RSI. We're heading rapidly for that 80 level. Remember, that 80 level is overbought. 90 is really overbought, but we're heading up for that 80 level right now, and there probably isn't that much more to go in this stock before it drops back a little bit. So AMD, it could do another week and go up to the 90 level or the 80 level, but it's getting to a point where it's running out of steam. Profit taking is coming, and the market needs to pull back a little bit here just to let some of the froth off the top of the stock. So market's doing really well, but it's time for it to pull back a little bit. It's expected that it will pull back a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Let's go over now and have a look at NASDAQ. So the stocks we've been looking at all trade on the NASDAQ. It's the market internals, but let's have a look at the NASDAQ over the same time period. Let's look from this 2019 time period. If we look there in June, there's a clear V spike in, late May into June. There it is. There's our entry. We get in at $77, 7,700, and we buy that one. The next week is flat. But then the week after, 8,000, buy some more. Week after, flat. Week after that goes up. Week after that, we buy some more. And then finally, we take our profits at 8,300. Lovely little trade there. Then we get another opportunity in August to buy that, and we get 3 weeks out of that one. But then we get this absolutely beautiful setup in September where we're bouncing off to 50. We've got a low testing pin bar at 8,000. We love that. It's bouncing off the 50 on the RSI. It's bouncing off the 52-week EMA. It's a low testing pin bar. We buy that at 8,000 and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat week, 7, 8th week, we take our profits. Lovely trade. But it's a low testing pin bar that week where we take profits. So the week after, the market closes up again with strength. So we buy that again and we get 1, 2, 3, flat week, 4, 5, go all the way almost to 9,500. Then we get this red bar. We take our profits at 9,300. A lovely little trade. Then in January and February, what do we notice on the NASDAQ on the RSI? Well, there's a double top bouncing off the 80 level. Now the 80 level again obviously is overbought. So there's a double top there bouncing off the 80 level. There's a high testing pin bar. It's at a round number of 9,500. Market loves to reverse at round numbers. We know high testing pin bars are usually a sign of reversal. And we've got a double top at the overbought 80 level. Everything about this one is saying sell. So we sell the NASDAQ at 9,500. It drops all the way down to 6,500 and we take our profits at 7,500. Absolutely fantastic trade. Then in March, we can clearly see an inverse head and shoulders. So we know that the market is strong. The NASDAQ is strong. The top 5 stocks, the FANG stocks, and a couple of others are red hot in the NASDAQ. So we're happy to buy this one again. We buy it at 8,000 and we get 1, 2, 3. And on that 4th week, that high testing red bar, we take our profits. The NASDAQ since then has been absolutely on fire. What's happening now? Well, if we look at the levels, last week or the week before, we closed at 10,700. We tested it that week and we had a price rejection. We tested it the week before, 10,700. We had a price rejection. This week, we didn't even make it. Although the market was bullish, we didn't even make it back to that 10,700 level to test. That is a sign of potential weakness. The market could be running out of steam here. We could see profit taking. It could be that the market is about to reverse like other regions in the world, like Europe and Asia, have already started to fall. So we've had a fantastic, absolutely fantastic move from March. But could it be that now we're about to see some profit taking and now the realization of the COVID situation and the damage to the economy is a lot more serious than thought at first, and the market needs to pull back and correct this price level a little bit more. Now I know I've been talking about things on these markets, high test bars, low test bars. How do you know where to buy? How do you know what to do in a flat week? How many candles in a row? Lots of things that you might not be familiar with, double tops, inside, inverse head and shoulders, triple bottoms, all sorts of things that I've talked about that you might not be familiar with. Don't worry about that. We have a strategy video, which I shall link in here for you. So here's a strategy video. Just click that one. That will explain a lot of things for you and you'll understand the strategy. And then in subsequent weeks, when I'm talking about it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, along with another video. If you like to trade the indices, then the other video will help you there. Thanks very much for watching. Take care.